Hello and welcome to another video here at Hobbies and Happiness. My name's Dan.
And I'm Jim, and today we're going over a hero pack for Marvel Champions. It's Rogue.
Who called it? I think everybody called it.
Me.
I think we all called it, that it was Rogue. Rogue looks very cool. Yeah. I'm very excited about this because I think she looks extremely interesting. So far, I think the design, what it looks like is I think the designers did a pretty good job of making her abilities, her cards, and then the only thing that's left to see is, well, the rest of her cards, but also how it plays. So you know what? Let's dig right into it, okay? So Jim, why don't you go ahead and talk about her alter ego form, okay?
Yes, we have Anna Mary, whatever you want to call her. I'm over here saying like it's Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit.
Whatever his name is, I forget. What's Gambit's name?
Oh, Remy LeBeau.
Yeah.
Remy LeBeau.
LeBeau.
LeBeau. Okay.
All right, so we got Anna Marie. 3 recovery, alter ego, mutant. She has a setup. Set your touch to upgrade aside. And then she has withdrawn, forced response. After you change to this form, set touched aside. So you just set it aside.
Yeah, her hand size 6, HP 11.
Yeah, HP 11.
That looks pretty standard. Before we get into the touched upgrade, let's talk about her hero form real quick. So Rogue is her hero form, 222 stats across the board, which is pretty good. Like we've seen that from other heroes, and that's a pretty good stat line. So she has the XMen trait and the ability Skin Contact action. Attach touch to another character. You gain each of the attached character's traits until the end of the round. You limit once per round, and then has a forced response after the player phase begins. Find touched and set it aside. So both alter ego and hero have that as soon at the beginning of the turn effect. You find that upgrade and you set it aside.
I feel like we should have just went over touched first.
I was gonna say, what is touched? Yeah. So this is touched. Okay. So it is an upgrade. Okay. It's a condition. And it's got a few different things on it. It says, if touched is attached to a minion, Rogue's attacks gain overkill. Villain, Rogue gains retaliate 1. If it's attached to an ally, Rogue gains the aerial trait. And if it's attached to a hero, Rogue gains stalwart.
Very powerful.
So there's conditions that check the type of character that touch is attached to, and then gives her a trait or an ability based off of which is which. And all these are pretty good. I think the weakest one, well, you know what? It depends on the module, the villain and the module set you're playing, like what you're potentially going to run into. Because my initial thought was Stalwart may not be super effective. Right, because if you're facing a lot of villains or module sets that don't have stunned or confused, then you're not going to need to use that much. But so that's why I say it really is kind of all dependent upon like the threats that you're going up against. Okay, aerial could be good again depending on the cards that you're playing. Okay,
there's some red cards. If you have aerial, do more damage.
Correct. So I think the two that are going to be most applicable in every scenario are going to be overkill and retaliate 1. So those are going to be the two ones that I think are going to be effective in every situation. So that's what the touched upgrade does. So again, very thematic, very on theme for Rogue. She's touching each different character and then absorbing their powers, right?
Getting something.
So this first card, Jim, I think is really good card. Jim, go ahead and read that guy for us.
Yeah, let's go ahead. We're going Rogue. For 2-cost event, Superpower Thwart. Hero action Thwart, remove 3 threat from a scheme. If Rogue has aerial, we're going to remove 2 more additional threat. If she has retaliate, we're going to confuse an enemy. And if she has stalwart, we're going to draw a card.
So what it looks like is a lot of her cards that we've seen do a certain effect and then do an additional effect if she has certain traits. So my initial thought is let's load her up on all these traits. Right?
How do we build this up?
How do we build all these different traits up? I mean, the first obvious is you have touched, right? And so you're absorbing your powers from the characters that are on board. So first of all, you got two costs for 3 threat. seems to be a pretty standard rate. It seems to be the standard going rate. But if you kick it, because everything's kicker.
Man, they don't know about that. You guys might not know about that.
But anyway, if you have aerial, I like removing. If you remove 2 additional threat, so that's 2 for 5.
2 for 5, which is big.
That's really good. That's really good. But if Rogue has retaliate, confusing an enemy is really good. And then Stalwart just drawing a card.
You know how much we like drawing cards, Dan?
Well, then if you think about it, that's a 1 cost because then you're replacing that resource, a resource that you use from hand, right?
True.
So Goin Rogue, I think, is a good card. Not as good as this next card, though. This card is really good. It's Southern Cross. It's a 3-cost event. It's an attack superpower. Hero action attack deals 6 damage to an enemy. If Rogue has aerial, this attack deals 2 additional damage. Retaliate, stun that enemy. Stalwart, draw a card.
Wow.
I mean,
3 mana.
So again, if we look at Goin Rogue, okay.
Yeah.
Again, if Rogue has aerial, you're dealing more damage, or you're adding 2 to the thing that you're doing. So with Goin Rogue, that was thwarting. With Southern Cross, you're dealing damage. So you're tacking on that thing that you're doing, whether that's damage or removing threat. Okay. The next line was retaliate. If you have retaliate, you're doing an additional thing. So with Goin Rogue, that was confusing. With Southern Cross, that's stunning. Which again, stunning the villain cannot be overstated. That really cannot be overstated.
The thing I also really like about these is that one is specifically for thwarting, and when you confuse, it gets rid of their scheming for one single, attack is what I'll call it.
Right.
But then when you stun, right, and this other one deals damage, now you're looking at a pure combat focused, and the other one is pure side scheme focused.
Right. But both of these cards, if you are in Stalwart, you get to draw another card.
Yeah, which is huge.
Which is really big, especially when you're paying 3 resources.
Yes.
So if you're paying 3 resources and then adding another card to your hand, that just as an additional bonus effect, I think is really good. I think that cannot be overstated. All right, but I think this next card is just honestly mind-blowing.
When Dan read this, I was like, what? Why is this a card, dude?
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yes. Go ahead. You get
I'm
to read this
reading
one.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's your card.
Okay. Bulletproof Belle.
Or Belle.
Belle, whatever you want to call it. 1 cost event, defense superpower, hero interrupt defense. When an enemy with touch attached to it attacks, prevent all damage from that attack, and gain a tough status card. So not only are we removing all that damage, now we're getting tough to ignore another attack on top of it.
Can you imagine playing this with Colossus, who already gets 2 tough status cards?
Yeah. This is essentially 2 tough status cards.
That basically is, yes. Like, but for 1 cost, dude.
Yeah.
For 1 cost.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
really so good.
Yeah.
That is so crazy.
And there's going to be multiples of this in the deck.
I hope so.
Most likely.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because that's such a good card, dude. I really like that card, man. I really like it.
It's really big.
All right, so this next card, another good one. It is Superpower Adaptation. 0 cost event. It's a superpower with the hero action.
I love the artwork.
Yes.
Colossus.
Yes, it looks like Colossus, yes. If touched is attached to a friendly character, search its owner's discard pile for an event that belongs to the same classification as that character, either identity specific, aspect, or basic, okay?
Yeah.
And add that event to your hand. All right, so let's get into that, okay? So if you have touched, okay, attached to a basic ally, okay, you get to search that owner's discard pile, whether that be Rogue's owner or another hero's owner, okay, and search their discard pile for...
I wasn't even thinking about it for yourself.
Yes.
If you target your own ally?
Yes, correct.
Oh my goodness.
Correct.
Okay, that's even better.
So that if you attach touch to Rogue, which I believe you can do, you get to search for a Rogue event. I believe you can do that.
Well, I think, yeah, regardless, because you're searching its owner's discard
Correct.
pile.
I'm sorry. Attach touch to another character. That is Rogue's hero action, or Rogue's action skin context specifically states attach touched to another character.
Oh, okay.
So Rogue cannot attach touch to herself, which thematically makes sense.
You can attach it to your ally.
Yes, you can attach it to
would
her
allow
ally.
you to be
Correct.
able to search yours.
Or you could attach touched to another player's hero. So Colossus,
Yes.
Wolverine,
Yes.
Gambit. And then you can search their discard pile for an identity-specific event.
Yeah.
A Gambit event, a Wolverine event. You could do that.
Yeah.
Which is so on theme. That is so on theme for Rogue. I love it. Like just the flavor on it, I think is so sick. But then we talk about how many times we talk about versatility. Like that. This is
She's nothing but versatile.
Well, exactly. Like that's Rogue. Like that is her character.
Yeah.
And so I think this card is the perfect embodiment of Rogue, and just. Kudos to FFG. Kudos to the designers. Like, I think this is just such a great.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. Now, and it's zero cost too. Which again, I wouldn't. How much would you be willing to pay? How many resources would you be willing to pay for this? Because I think I might be willing to pay one. Like, I'd be willing to pay one for that.
I could definitely see one, but the other thing is you still have to pay for that event that you're adding to your hand.
Correct.
So that's kind of why I'm like, all right, zero makes sense.
Exactly. Same. I agree.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't think I'd be willing to pay more than one.
Yeah. More than one, there's no way.
Yeah. So, all right. That is, I think all of her cards are just really good.
Now, not all of their characters they make are really spot on.
Right.
I'm not going to point any fingers or any claws. But this one is definitely really good.
Yeah. So, Jim, why don't you read the next card?
Yeah, so we got Energy Transfer, 2-cost event, hero action, attach touched to a character other than Rogue and deal 2 damage to that character. Heal 2 damage from Rogue and ready her. You gain each of the attack character's traits until the end of the round. So you're draining your life from an opponent. And then if you're putting it on a character, you probably put it on the enemy or the enemy character. The villain. Yes, the villain. I can't think of words. And then that way you can then get your retaliate when they start to attack.
What I like about this card is this gives you another out to use to attach touch to something.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It gives you an additional way other than the action from Rogue herself.
Yes.
Okay. So
that's the biggest part.
That's the biggest thing. However, with this card in particular, right? One of the things with touch is you're gaining their traits.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. But with energy transfer, you get to keep those traits. If you remove touched from that character to another one, so let's say the first thing, your first play of the turn, okay, you're in hero form, okay, you play energy transfer, you attach touch to a character. Then you use Rogue's ability, her action, and then take touch and then put that on another character. For the remainder of the turn, I believe, okay, the end of the round, you still get the traits from that first character you put touched on off of energy transfer, because it says you gain each of the attached character's traits until the end of the round.
Okay. Yeah, I was just now looking at exactly what Rogue said. But yeah, you could definitely do that.
Yeah. So that just gives you that, again, that I think it gives you more versatility because, again, with a lot of Rogue's cards so far, it's if she has certain traits, okay, then you get these additional effects. So I really like the art with energy transfer with Blob. I think it's kind of cool. So, all right, and then the last, what's that?
I like them.
Oh
I
yes,
like it.
yes. So the last hero specific card is Gambit, Remilable. The her signature ally, 3-cost ally, 2 thwart with a consequential damage, 2 attack with consequential damage, and 3 HP. Gambit is an X-Men trait. Gambit enters play with 3 charge counters on him and has an interrupt. So the 2-star attack with that interrupt. When Gambit attacks, you can remove a charge counter from him, deal damage to an enemy.
Yes.
So that's very good. I really like the paying one other thing.
Yep.
Because how many times in Marvel Champions were you like, okay, I don't want to waste this 2 attack on this one. There's a character with 1 HP left. Right?
That's why I love overkill so much.
Yes, right, right. So you can just ping a thing for 1, and then you're not wasting any of that damage.
100%.
So I think Remy Gambit's very good, and Remy is a wild resource. Remy's got a wild resource on him. So yeah, I think Gambit is a nice card. But Jim, why don't you talk about the next this next one?
All right, now we're stepping aside from rogue specific cards, and now we're going to be looking at protection cards. So out of the box, she's going to be protection.
Which makes, do you think that makes sense?
I don't. Honestly, she could be any color because she's so versatile.
Yes, correct. But I do like the focus on protection because as an aspect, I really like the protection aspect. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
So. But anyway.
So we have Iceman, 3-drop. He has 1 thwart, 2 attack. Both are 1 consequential damage and 3 HP. Iceman enters play with 3 freeze counters on him. In response, after a minion enters play, remove 1 freeze counter from Iceman to stun that minion.
Yeah.
That works on elites. That works on elite minions.
Yeah. Yep. It just says it's just minion.
Yeah.
It just specifically says minion. So, yeah.
And it's not forced.
Oh, it's not forced.
Which is even better.
It is not forced. That is so good. Oh, he's so good, man.
Oh, he's so good.
Oh, this is just one of those utility allies where you just, oh man, that's so good.
And are there any other X-Men that allow you to play any X-Men colors in your deck?
I don't know.
I can't
are
think
there?
of Cyclops.
Oh yeah. That's a perfect dude. I mean,
this is going in every
Cyclops deck. Every single Cyclops deck.
It's so good,
it is such a great card. I really, really do like that card. On theme, flavor, I love everything about that card. All right, let's go on to this next one. It's a 2-cost upgrade. Judoka, I believe. Judoka Skill.
You could just say judo.
Judo.
They say use 3 judo counters.
Use 3 judo.
Call it judo skill then, okay? Judoka.
So it's got 3 judo skills on it, max 1 per player. Interrupt. When you defend against an enemy attack, remove 1 judo counter from here. That enemy gets -2 attack for that attack. Another card where you are debuffing the characters, the villains, it can be fantastic. Again, it's not forced, so you can just use this when you want to.
Yeah, I like it.
So I like it because, again, that versatility of I'm already defending, I'm taking no damage, I don't need to use the skill here.
Exactly.
So then I can use it on another attack where I'm going to be, or like an attack where I'm not going to be defending, I know it's coming. Like I'm going to defend against this one and then be as efficient as I can, but then this next one's coming in, I'm just going to reduce the amount of damage that I'm taking.
Well, it says when you...
it specifically does. Correct.
Yeah.
My bad. It just says when you defend. Yep. But still, again, that versatility of I need to use it here. I don't need to use it here. So read the card. Read the card explains the card. Come on, dude.
All right, next one. Not today, Junior. All right, it's not Junior. 1-cost event, defense. Hero interrupt defense. When your hero defends against an attack, it gets +2 defense for that attack. If you take no damage from that attack, remove 2 threat from a scheme. That's pretty good.
That's good. Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah,
Having that multi-purpose.
That multi-purpose, and it only costs 1.
Yeah.
So I think that's really good. Very similar to the judo skill, right?
Yeah.
With that 2 swing. Essentially, but now you're able to remove 2 additional threat. All right, this next one, really, really good card. 2-cost support, Moira MacTaggert is a persona. Play only if your identity has a mutant trait. So you can play, for most of the X-Men, you can only play the card in alter ego form, which again, thematically makes sense, right? Response, after a mutant alter ego changes into hero form, exhausts Moira MacTaggert, that hero's controller draws a card.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, because if you're playing with multiple mutants, right? Say Dan and I are both playing it, and I have this out on the field, and Dan swaps, I could be like, "Okay, Dan, I'm gonna let you draw a card," right? And if I want to keep playing more supportive, there's also the Harrier, the helicarrier thing, which I believe reduces cost.
I believe so.
Of your stuff, and then there's also the X-Men. Was it base or the ship? I forget exactly.
I have to look. I can't remember exactly.
But I believe that also assists with other X-Men as well.
Yeah.
So
in one way or another, yes.
Yeah, the X-Men have like a bunch of cards that are just working together, and having someone as a support X-Men, me, could have a bunch of fun.
Yeah. What I like about this card in particular, right, is yes, they're giving the love to the X-Men, right? But this card in particular gives you an additional reason to be switching from one form to another, right? Because I feel like a lot of time the reason you're switching into alter ego form, right, is to, I need to heal, or I don't want to be attacked, or like I need to like defend myself, right? Yeah. But this one just gives you that bonus of, okay, now you're going back from alter ego to hero, now you get to draw a card too.
And you don't actually have to be standing, right, or activated, what is it called, readied?
Ready.
You don't have to be readied,
right,
in order for this to trigger.
Right.
It's, you can, if say you're an alter ego, if you're an alter ego and you need to recover, and then you can turn into your hero form, and then you can exhaust this card to then be able to draw a card.
Yeah.
So you're gaining back your HP, and then you're also getting a card as well.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Versatility. Right. Jim, read this next one, because this one's also really good too.
Oh man, X-Gene, 1-cost upgrade. Play only if your identity has a mutant trait, max 1 per player. Exhaust X-Gene, generate a physical, or no, that's wild, my bad. It looks like a punch symbol to me, right?
Yeah.
Like a pow, you know, that thing.
Yeah.
And generate a wild resource for an identity-specific event. You know, I like that.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I really like that. I really like that card, dude. Like, I think well, I gotta find it again. It lost itself on me. But did you mention that it also has a wild resource itself?
Oh, I did not. Yes, it does provide a wild resource on it as well.
Yeah, so that's an upgrade. Oh man, yeah, it gives you that wild resource all around, right?
Yeah, this is a good card.
I like any upgrade that sits out on the field and then just provides wild resources. The only thing is this is restrictive, right? In that it's only able to be used for an identity-specific event, right? So this card itself is not very versatile, right? And we've been harping on the versatility of Rogue, so that's the only thing
it's also broken, right?
Yeah.
If it did do that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
At one cost, it'd be broken at one cost.
Yeah, so... All right, so those were the protection cards that were spoiled, and then of course in here we also have another modular encounter set here. This we have you've got the Reavers. Okay, myself, I don't know much about the Reavers team in X-Men lore. However, we've got, I think there's 4 or 5 different Reaver minions. So the first one we have is Donald Pierce, 1 scheme, 1 attack, 6 HP elite Reaver minion. It has teamwork, Reaver, and villainous. Force response, after Donald Pierce engages you, reveal the topmost Reaver minion from the discard pile. All right, so the first thing is we need to look at teamwork, okay? Teamwork is a new keyword from the Mutant Genesis set, okay? And it reads, after a minion with teamwork enters play and engages a player, if there's at least one other minion that shares the specified trait in play, each minion that shares the teamwork keyword with the same specified trait activates against the player if it activates against the player it is engaged with.
Oh.
All right. So the key thing is enters play and engages a player. So that's what it checks. Okay. So going off Donald Pierce, if there is another Reaver minion, when he enters play, if there's another Reaver minion engaged with that player, they will trigger that villainous keyword.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what it is. All right. So it's kind of confusing, but it's a little confusing. But I'm gonna read it one more time. Okay. After a minion with teamwork enters play and engages a player, if there is at least one other minion that shares the specified trait in play, in this case it's a Reaver. Okay.
Right.
Each minion that shares the teamwork keyword with the same specified trait, again Reaver.
Yes.
Okay, so we're looking at teamwork Reaver.
Yep.
That specified trait activates against the player it's engaged with.
Oh.
So that will activate, meaning it will either attack you or scheme.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
Okay.
All right. So when Donald Pierce, when he enters play and engages with the player, if there's another Reaver minion engaged with you, they both are going to activate. I believe it's both.
Activate, and then they still end up attacking?
Each minion that shares the teamwork keyword. If you're in hero form, they'll attack.
Okay.
If you're in hero form, they'll attack. If you're in alter ego, they'll scheme.
Okay, yeah, that's rough.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's rough.
So if oh my goodness.
And do you see
My
his force?
goodness.
Do you see his force response?
I do see that.
Oh, we haven't said it yet.
That's
right?
I did say.
Oh, you
I did
say it,
state,
okay.
yes, after Donald Pierce engages, you reveal the topmost Reaver from the discard pile.
We got Skullbuster. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 5 HP. Teamwork Reaver, and he has toughness. Force response. After Skullbuster engages you, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each Reaver minion engaged with you. That's rough, Dan.
Wait a minute.
Now,
Can you say that again?
yeah. So after this card engages with you, place 1 threat on the main scheme for each Reaver minion engaged with you. So they're just getting so much more powerful the more that are out on the field. And not to mention that first guy, if he brings them out, which I assume he brings them out, what is reveal from the discard mean? Did you find that out?
I believe it means it gets put into play.
Okay, that's what I would assume.
That's
Otherwise,
what I believe.
Oh, it's shown to you. It's still in the graveyard.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No,
Whatever. What's the point?
I'm pretty sure it gets put into play with you.
That'd be so funny. Go
There it is!
Magic logic. It's right there.
Yeah.
6 card from the top. All right, great.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's rough, dude.
And then he also has a flavor text of who you gonna call?
Skullbuster. I like it. All right, so the next one we have is Bonebreaker.
Yep.
Teamwork Reaver toughness. 1 scheme, 3 attack.
That's big.
5 HP. Force. So Teamwork Reaver toughness.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yay. Toughness.
It also
yay.
looks like he's in a tank.
It
so
does look
that
like
makes
he's
sense.
in a tank, yeah. After Bonebreaker engages you, take 1 indirect damage for each Reaver minion engaged with you.
I don't want to.
Oh my word, dude. Jim, what's the next one?
Wade Cole. He honestly looks terrible. Just his artwork. It looks terrible. 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 HP. Teamwork Reaver, which means he is the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah, because that's it. That's all it is.
When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard for a copy of Cybernetic Enhancement attachment and attach it to Wade Cole. And then you shuffle. Dan, what is a cybernetic enchantment?
That's a good question, Jim. The Cybernetic Enhancements attachment is says attached to a minion. Otherwise, this card gains Surge. Attached minion cannot take damage. It's got +1 attack and a force response. After attach minion attacks, discard cybernetic enhancements. Okay. There we go. So while it's attached, can't take damage, but when they attack, then that gets discarded.
That's not good.
Yeah, not cool. Man, dude, these Reavers are not cool at all, especially Donald Pierce. Oh my goodness.
I hate all of them.
I do not like any of them at all.
But I like the rogue cards.
The rogue cards are really sick.
Cards are cool.
Rogue cards are cool. But that's all we got. That's all we got for Rogue. Rogue looks sick. Yep. Now, and she's the last hero pack. Last hero pack from this cycle. So now we're gonna be left to see what's next.
Yeah.
I want to know, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think's coming?
Deadpool.
I don't know, man. I think it'd be really
Think about
cool.
it. They got Deadpool 3 coming out.
Yeah.
They want to make some more money.
Yep.
You throw out Deadpool, everyone's happy.
Yep.
You already got the Colossus set up, his boy.
That's true, yeah.
And then we're gonna have Super Mega Chicken Sonic Wave Teenager.
Super Mega
Sonic Wave Blaster Teenage
Warhead.
Lady.
Yeah. Something, yeah.
And we're gonna have that one too. That's the fourth.
I'm trying to remember what her name is exactly.
Yeah, it's regardless. That's who's coming out.
That's
next.
what it is.
Wade Wilson.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead. That's what it is.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
There we go.
Okay.
Yep.
Super
Really a
Mega
cool
Chicken.
character. Yeah.
Yeah,
very
I'm gonna
cool
call her
character.
that. Super Mega Chicken.
Yeah. I like the my favorite is in 2. That other character. Hi, Wade. Hi, Wade.
Oh yeah, well, I forget her name.
I can't remember. Yeah. Yuki. I think it's Yuki. I think it's
okay.
Yuki. Hi, Wade. All right, but who do you think we're gonna see? What's coming next in Marvel Champions? You let us know. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comments. But let us know what you think of Rogue. Are you excited? Do you like her cards? Do you not like her cards? Let us know in the comments down below. All right, thanks everybody for being here. We'll catch you in the next Marvel Champions video. See you, everybody.
Take care.